I'm severely under the weather right now. I haven't been feeling well for the last week or so, but I am getting better. I'm uh, I'm away. I'm away. I'm on a family excursion right now, but I got a few hours before our next thing that we're gonna do. So and that's it. World War III has kicked off, folks, and we're seeing it happen. And the geopolitical tensions that we're seeing in the area have been increasing, of course. And it's just back and forth nonsense, right? And basically forcing you to take sides, right? No one's right in this. This is all the people in the middle. The people that are suffering right now are the ones in the middle right now. Families, the people that just want to be left alone are the ones that are in this chaos. The ones that just want to live their damn lives are in the middle of this. So we're seeing Bahrain getting attacked. I think that was a uh, Iranian drone smashing into it looks like an apartment complex, and then we had a what was that? Qatar, was that Qatar there getting rained down with bombs, and yeah. So we're seeing this. We're starting to see the tensions take place. The prediction video I made the other day about tensions in the Hormuz area. I think that canal there. I think they're gonna fight for strategic positioning of that. A few weeks back, it was 2 weeks ago, three, no, longer, 4 weeks ago, I went out and bought quite a bit of oil stock. Canadian oil companies, just simple oil companies that were in the pits. And I kept saying, and I kept told a few friends, we're going to war. Oil's going to go up. They're right now with the U.S. and the situation that they're in. They're forced to go to this war because the petrodollar is collapsing. We're seeing the petrodollar collapse before our eyes, and the petrodollar right now is on life support. We know that, and ever since leaders like Gaddafi, Saddam Hussein try to get off of the U.S. petrodollar, they pay the price, right? And Iran has been trading against the petrodollar with China, right? And China plays a huge part in this too. All these big wing economic powerhouses don't want to lose their power. So we're seeing what's happening right now. Bombs are raining down, and yep, oil goes up. It's global. Global says Craig Cook, but yep. World War III, guys. We're gonna start now. Okay. I'll explain this to you guys. World War One, when that kicked off, it was supposed to be a really tight regional conflict, and then it's built out to everything. You guys know that. World War Two was supposed to be like Germany, Poland, England, just kind of like this. This Churchill was starting a lot of problems with Germany, and Churchill was actually promoting Poland to invade Germany. And a lot of people don't know in World War II that Poland invaded Germany twice, and then Germany went back and said, "You want to go? Let's go." Right. So a lot of people don't really know that, but that was supposed to be a really tight regional wars to redefine the borders in that area. But then again, Japan and Italy, everything got involved. Right. All these conflicts start off as tight regional wars, very specific, and then it just goes. Next, I think we're going to start to see Taiwan. I think Taiwan, China, like we said in the video this morning, before all the bombs started to fall, we said that China, like with America's naval fleet being divided or stretched out thin, and the positioning of their aircraft carriers and whatnot, it's very hard to reposition them and go over to Taiwan, right? So they're very stretched thin. I know Japan and the Philippines are allied with Taiwan, right? China's completely surrounded, all right? Vietnam, with the whole fishing vessels and stuff. Uh, South Korea, every Australia, right? They're all against China's surrounded, right? So that's the problem that China has, right? That's why they need to partner up with Pakistan, and they need to partner up with Venezuela, and they need to partner up with Iran. And we discussed these wars, these chess pieces, right? So there's somebody commenting in someone's commenting in Arabic here. I can't read that. Um, So we got Matthew 4:17 from that time on Jesus began to preach a report for the kingdom of heaven has come near. So too much senseless death, too much senseless. It's these people don't want to get involved with this. There's just so many people like that whole Iraq War 1, Iraq War 2. A lot of the people, there was no weapons of mass destruction. There was no we knew that. Saddam Hussein just wanted to sell his oil in euros. And what, 200,000 Iraqi families were killed or misplaced? I don't even remember the number anymore. Right? So someone says, it must suck living in Canada. I used to actually like your channel. So, anyways, I just wanted to let you guys know. There we are. Here we are. And they're going to obviously play it off as a regional enclosed, limited area problem. But you guys know it's not. It's going to spread out. So I think the whole Middle East is going to get engulfed. And then you're going to see conflict between Pakistan and India. And then you may see conflict between China and Taiwan, maybe. And right, it's all about oil, right? Someone says I still like your channel, but you're wrong on this. Well, a lot of this war is completely senseless, right? They try to build up the whole. I keep telling you guys, don't take sides. They keep building up that Iran's going to get a nuclear missile. Iran's going to get a nuclear missile. Iran could have got a nuclear missile 20, 30, 40 years ago if they wanted to. They're a country, right? Yep, and then you're going to have the flow effect from shipping is going to be affected with this. Yep. So just curious, Mike, what's keeping you in Canada? You have other options, correct? Yeah, I do have options. But yep, stock up. That's what you guys got to do. Stock up. Price of food is gonna. If you thought the price of food was expensive, watch out. Things are gonna start to really bottleneck now, big time. Have a few jerry cans of fuel, extra fuel. Make sure you got if you have a barbecue at home that you have in the backyard. Make sure you get a few extra bottles of propane. Big propane bottles. Buy a couple of them. Just make sure you're prepared if there's food wars, if there's, but yep. How you doing? Someone from California, the other California. I don't know who this is. That's someone's typing in, and it's being flagged as inappropriate in Arabic. Yep. Good luck, people. It's going to affect. Again, this is a very global, catastrophic event, and everyone's saying, "Well, they're wrong, we're right." Don't take sides. This is really bad. And again, I feel for the people in the middle. I feel for the people that have lost everything in this. A lot of people are going to lose everything in this. A lot of tragedy is going to come from this, right? And again, yeah, right there. There it is. It's all by design. Thank you. Yeah, a lot of people are telling me I'm wrong about this. I'm not wrong about anything. These tensions and these geopolitical um, boogeymen have been knocking at our doors for the longest time now. They've been building this. They try to build it here in the West. Russia bad, Russia bad, Ukraine good. Remember, we told you guys don't take sides in that. That's all money laundering. You know, don't take sides in any of this stuff. You guys are gonna see. It's gonna be a back and forth. And again, I think the region's gonna. I think it's gonna go big. I think we're. This might. This might spiral out of control, and you start to see infrastructure, and you start to see the breakdown of society if it chooses so, right? What's your predictions for the next year time frame? Man, it's so hard to predict any. Well, the playbook is there. Predictions. Well, are we going to see water wars or water shortages? Not in the next year. Are we going to see the disclosure of alien or foreign life form? We're getting close. Are we going to see tensions? Gold and silver should start really going up. Inflation is going to go through the roof. Price of food is going to continue going up now, and it's going to continue going up. So no matter what, they're going to have to continuously raise rates so we don't jump into hyperinflationary territory, which we have multiple times. Not multiple times. We've seen it multiple times around the world happen, and it's don't be surprised if it happens in Canada, U.S., Mexico, who knows? But don't be surprised if you start seeing hyperinflation really kick in, right? Hey, how you doing, Trump one? Prediction for Canada isn't good unless it mends relationship with the U.S. 100%. And what's happened is it's Canada's fault. The U.S. is pissed. We've been telling you guys for years, America, wake up. Canada's your threat, not Iraq. And we've been telling you guys the amounts of programs that China's running in Canada is phenomenal. Like 400 to 600 programs the CCP Communist Party is running in Canada. Um, Watch when people start realizing that, wait, the whole MAID program, assisted suicide, is tied to a CCP Chinese link in Canada. Oh, wait, hold on a second. The migrant centers that have been bringing all these people from India that have come in. So you're trying to tell me, basically, that that was linked to Chinese programs in Canada? Oh, yeah. Oh, big time. Big time. Yeah, Canada needs to be one on one with the U.S. Canada needs to stop with the BS and they're misdirecting the people here. The mainstream media, like people are anti-America everywhere I go is anti-America, anti-America. I'm like, shut up. 81% of our exports go to the United States, right? Yes, guys. Oil's going to go back up. Gold should start seeing a little bit of a trickle up, and silver again because we're going to go into hyperinflationary territory. We will. There's nowhere to go from this. They needed to spark this war, or they needed this tension to go on, so they could keep the game going, right? I don't know if it's a soft invasion, dude. So we got someone in Australia. Neither U.S. or Canada puts its citizens first. No, they don't. They don't care about. They don't care about the people that built the country, that fought the wars, that maintained the infrastructure for all these years, right? They don't care about them people. Oh my God, made is horrible. Yeah, and then what are Canadians going to do when they find out that Chinese programs are working with Canadian programs to institute MAID to kill or assisted suicide Canadians? What's going to happen then, right? So, so yeah, okay. So we got some people watching. Yeah, so that's the situation we are, and the tensions are rising, and it's going to keep. Either they're going to put this out and it's just a bushfire, and then they head to the negotiation tables right now, or they're going to keep going for a couple of weeks and then put out several bushfires and then head to the table for negotiations, or they're going to let this go full blown. And looking economically and strategically, the only way America would want to do this to keep things going, just same thing like China. China's in debt. China's in a lot of troubles too. Is to try and keep this war going as long as they can, or try to. But who knows? We could see negotiations within hours. So I just thought I'd make this. Someone wants to take me fishing in Ohio. If you come into the U.S. this year, come to Ohio. I'll take you fishing. Right on. I might go through maybe Cincinnati area. So I don't know. I'm just seeing what I'm seeing and discussing what we've been discussing with the 4D, 5D, 6D, 7D chess. Trying to connect the dots and make sense of what's going on. And quite a few people are telling me I'm wrong about this. I'm not. It's not about being right and wrong. It's about the people in the middle that are suffering over this, and the people that are going to be in a zone of pain. And that's Canada's wet dream. Canada's wet dream is to have that zone of pain there. Why? Bring in more immigrants. Get rid of the people that built the country. That's Canada's wet dream in the end, is to actually get more people from Iran here, more people from Pakistan, more people from China. Oh, that's what Canada needs this to fix its housing crisis. Canada's economy has been built off of housing for the last 15 years, right? It started with the Chinese money laundering, then it went then and in 2020 they tried to bring in 4 million people from India to fix the housing crisis. And because the Canadian proper cannot get into their own real estate, it's too damn expensive. And if you got in, you're screwed. You can't sell, and nobody wants your house. Nobody wants it because it's too expensive. Well, you're on the PA line over near Buffalo. Yeah, it's all spiritual. You're right. AI has and will happen. Sorry, I can't see. All this and will happen. Praise Jesus. Yeah, well, people are like accusing me of reading scripts. I'm like, I can't read. Woo! Woo! I can't even read. My wife is over there laughing at me. She knows. A warm dumpling uh, is pleasing at any moment, but a cool loaf will feed you all day. A sweet wine is sweet indeed, but a cool water on a hot day make, makes your body have courage for another step. That's right. Acts 16:31. They replied, "Believe in the Lord Jesus, and you will be saved, you and your household." Yes, Scott. Scotty G there. Come to Mexico. Let's drink tequila. Yeah, man. I like that, man. I lived, you guys know I was in Mexico for like 2 years, right? And I was in the state of Guerrero, right? I was in Guerrero. And I lived in a town called Juliantla. That was the town I lived in, Juliantla. And yeah, around lunchtime, 1 p.m., after having a big lunch or breakfast lunch, brunch, whatever you call it, people would already be busting out the tequilas, right? And good tequila, guava, good real shit. Not that crap, that funky aftershave stuff they sell up here, right? Hey, Big Rob, New Zealand, how you doing? I wonder how the Zogs will war Australia. Misery Channel saying, come to Mexico. Yeah, I'll come back. I'll go back to Mexico sometime, take a vacation. Yeah, maybe go to Guerrero. So, who else is out there? How you guys doing tonight? How you feeling out there? Okay, so YouTube is asking me add a question and answer sticker, multiplayer or single. What? So what happened? Australia come to Mexico? Someone's talking about somebody getting cornered. All right, we'll see who else is out there tonight or this afternoon. Yeah, I just thought I'd make it this quick live stream because again, this is the build up. We're seeing it. We're been kind of feeling it out. We knew this was gonna come. We knew this was gonna, and it's just the amount of senseless, innocent deaths. People could say I'm wrong. I don't care. It's just I'm still gonna side with the senseless, innocent people that just don't want any part of this shit, right? The supreme leader, and you guys know I don't agree with the whole anything about Islam either and Quran and all that stuff. We debunked that back in 2018, 19. We were talking with that scholar and the 27 different Qurans, talking about the modern day Arabic. We discussed multiple times the modern day Arabic that they use today wasn't the same one that was used in 4, 5, 6, 700 Arabia. It's all been changed. It's all we know this, right? But I'm talking about the innocent lives, right? Yeah, if he sold up in Canada, you could probably maybe a house in New Zealand. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't want to stay in another British colony anymore. I'm done with the whole English, uh, America, Anglo Empire of things. I'd rather move somewhere and just speak Portuguese, or move somewhere and just speak my wife's language, Tagalog. I'm done with the Anglo English American Empire. I'm I'm tired. Do you think Canada? Blade Obsession. We covered this. Damn, if you go back, God, 2013, 2014 videos. I lived in America and I lived in Canada, and uh, I was longing for an American takeover of 51st state in 2014, 2015. Right? Canada just doesn't have it's not Canadian anymore. It's been taken over by foreign and domestic like terrorists. Basically, is taking over Canada, right? I know America has a lot of trouble and America has a lot of misdirection, but they still have a constitution that's set up for the people by the people, and they have a bill of rights, right? And then they have a right to bear arms. That all that stuff is crucially important. Here in Canada, it's like we're sitting ducks. Somebody breaks into my place and I defend myself, I go to jail, right? Like we're in a lot of trouble. Canada is in a lot of trouble economically, especially with our real estate right now. It's finally coming down after 15 years of preaching. It's finally coming down because the Canadian proper can't buy its own house. Canadians born and raised in Canada have no future. Canadians born and raised and educated in Canada have no future. You already lost, and that's the problem. What's up, Nick Fortier? Nick Fortier. Yeah, free trade, all kinds, not a good thing. I lived in the USA for almost 10 years, loved it. After being born and raised in Canada, and Canada is now done. That's correct. It's um, are you a pessimist? Pessimist? No, I'm a realist. The Bible was written in Hebrew and Greek. We have the native language as written. Right. Um, there is no free trade. All countries charge tariffs. Of course they do. Canada's been charging America tariffs for the last 30, 40 years. dairy, what is it, dairy, eggs, poultry. I don't know. This Canada's been charging tariffs to America forever. So if Alberta separates, Canada's done. Watch my videos on that. Alberta's not allowed to separate. The Crown won't allow it, folks. Just like the South of the United States wanted to separate from the North. And then they had the American Civil War. And they said, oh, we're going to free the slaves. It was not about freeing no slaves. It was all economic. It was all economy. Right? It was all engineered, too. Lots of engineering in that Civil War. Canada might be done, but everywhere, the natives born whatever you are, will eventually just take it back. There's no money, and the demographic is a time bomb. That's right. Well, democracy. I think we made a democracy video a few years back. The word democracy is not even in the American Constitution. There's someone knocking at the door. But there's nothing in the American Constitution that states democracy, right? It's basically mob rule, right? That's the true Civil War, all about power and money. Slaves got South, both needed to be free. But why did the North hold slaves 7 years longer than the South? When they freed the slaves in the South, why was the North holding on to them up to 7 years longer? Right? So, are any of my comments? Yeah, Eduardo, what's up, buddy? I see you. I see you now. Alberta has to go alone, or its people will go broke. Canada will be a failed state. Canada's already been a failed state. We told you guys, go watch Mike in the Night from December 2018. We told you that Canada died on December 2018 because Justin Trudeau signed the UN Migration Pact. And the UN Migration Pact basically opened borders, and the UN now could monitor how many. If Canada doesn't take its quota of several 100,000 migrants per year, Canada will be punished by the UN. Go watch that Mike in the Night from 2018 in December. It's up. UN migration back. We're done. We're dead. Canada is dead. We're dead. We no longer have a country anymore. When you open borders, you don't have a country anymore. But open borders, but if you're European, you still can't come to Canada. If you're of any, if you're of a nation that's going to come here and fix Canada or make it better, you're not welcome in Canada. Canada's got a lot of immigration to many countries closed, predominantly Caucasian countries, right? What's up, Rusty Behemoth Hammer? And so what's going to happen to Ontario when everyone leaves? Well, the people that will leave will be the Canadian proper, and we've been warning about the mass exodus of the Canadian proper. Canadian proper will be leaving Canada. A lot of people I'm speaking to all the time are telling me, okay, I found out that Ireland is allowing me to go back as long as my great-grandmother was Irish, or my great-grandfather. And they're finding the lineage roots to go back to Ireland or to go back. But when people go back to those countries, oh, it's so bad there with migrants. Those people will take those countries, they'll take them back. And it will be a fight to the knife. They'll go back and take Ireland. They'll go back and take Scotland. They'll take those countries will be taken back for the people, right? Yep, Canada needs to be very concerned about the Muslims. Yep, and all the cultures that came after the country was built, right? A lot of these people that are coming in are not contributing to the infrastructure. They're working for the government, getting six-figure incomes. They're working in clean office jobs. They're working for government office jobs. They're working at the bank, right? So they're not coming in to build a wall or fix the highway, right? Houses are not selling in Oakville, Mississauga, Hamilton. Prices are going down, down, down. In Richmond Hill right now, I was looking houses that were 1.6 to $2 million are under $1 million now, 970, 875, right? Sale signs everywhere. I believe you. Yeah, I believe you. So I think someone's saying never. Yeah, same thing in New Zealand. Our buddy Craig Cook called into Mike in the Night a week or two ago, was updating us on the migrant takeover in New Zealand. Same thing. People that are not going to assimilate with your culture and not be part of your country's fabric, right? If I go to New Zealand, I become New Zealand. I become Kiwi. I learn the culture. I go to rugby games. I understand the music there. I understand the tensions and the ups and downs and the history of the country, and the cuisine and everything. If I go to New Zealand to move to New Zealand, I become Kiwi, right? I move to anywhere. I go to Spain, Portugal, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Anywhere I go, I would and learn the culture, be part of something different, right? Yeah. Think of how many people are going to walk away from those houses. They're owning way more than they can sell for. That's right. And we go to our channel, the channel you're on right now. Go to the little magnifying glass if you're on a desktop. Search across the channel, people walking away. Just type that. You'll see all our prediction videos. You'll see rates need to go up to hedge against inflation or you can't buy food. Go watch all our videos from the last 15 years and you'll be like, "Holy shit. Here it is." And then when all else fails, like our 2013 video was taken down 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks, really upset me. YouTube took down a 2013 or 2014 video that we made that when they bankrupt your country and they take you to war. I don't know why they took that video down a few weeks back, like 4 weeks ago, a 2014 or 2013 video. They'll bankrupt you and they'll take you to war. In that video, we're just talking about to send your kids to war to go fight a failing, obviously a failing system that they put together, not your kids, that your governance put together, and now they're seeing it's failing. So what do? They send them out to go fight, right? So someone's saying, "Hi, it's Bryden, Antonio's friend." Hey, how you doing, Bryden? Right. I gladly move to a red state. I hate what Canada's become. Yeah, Mike, and the houses in New Zealand are dropping in value. They're not selling. Again, because the money laundering from China stopped. Once the money laundering from China in Canada, the money laundering from China stopped in March 2024. The last laundered Chinese dirty money house sold, and I think it was in Nova Scotia. Was the last dirty money house was sold in Canada was in Nova Scotia. They bid it up about a million or 1.4 million over asking. So a $70,000 house in Milwaukee, the same house in Nova Scotia, Canada, would be like $2 million for the same house. So that's what happened. So that's what's going to happen going forward. Mike, not sure how long I've been following you, but you're spot on, man. Thanks. No, Nick, I'm not here to be spot on. I'm here just to kind of create discussion, right? This channel is I'm this is why this channel's been banned. We were stuck at I think it was 51,000 subscribers we were stuck at for like 5, 6 years. And then we're stuck at 18,000 subscribers for over 5 years. And then we're banned 21 times from here, right? So Isaiah 12:2, behold, God is my salvation. I will trust and will not be afraid, for the Lord God is my strength and my song, and he has become my salvation. Most are good to talk with. Hey man, love the videos. Uh, they're taking your stuff away because you're always on the money. Again, it's not about the money. If you guys go back to my 2014 video, we were talking about the playbook, right? What would you do if you were an evil, heinous criminal government with all the money at your dispense? What would you do, right? So you got to think of that in a way. Think of it like that. What's the next move? Well, if I want to keep being evil to my people, what do I do? Let's tax them some more. Let's bring in some more dirty money from China. Let's do this. Let's go to let's start an altercation with America so we can get more people hating America, even though 81% of exports go to America, right? And yeah, end of a debt. The end of debt is a big, yeah, big problem globally. Just joining. Are you back in the house on the homeland? I ask because the water take on the wall behind you. The water take. Sorry, guys, I can't read. Are you back in the homeland? The water tank on the wall behind you. No, I'm not. I'm in Canada. Petrodollar gaining strength when oil pops. It does, but the problem is the more countries that go off the petrodollar, right? You'll see its demise. Okay. I am proud that many immigrants from the Sinosphere in San Diego. It is my objective observation that their entire lives are organized around the worship of money and property landlordism. It's a lamp, isn't it? Yeah, it's a lamp. It's nice. I've been posting myself in. I've been positioning myself in oil for the last 3 months. Yeah, I started positioning. I was gonna buy some gold and silver like 5, 6 weeks ago, and I said, Nah, I'm just gonna buy a bunch of oil." So I bought. Remember, guys, I don't give financial advice because I can't read, but I bought Baytex, I bought Crescent Point, and I bought Athabasca oil. I bought those three stocks, and they've been going up steady since I bought them 4 or 5 weeks ago. So I'm doing good on that front. Like not amazing, but it's got to put your money where it matters, right? And I don't think empires go out go out or finish with a bang. More of the slow than sudden whimper, loss of confidence, and loss of faith. The dream is over. So, guys, I took a night school, high school course, selected subject that I took in high school for night school to get a credit, and I we studied for I think it was a 16 or 15-week course on the fall of the Roman Empire, and that is very important to understand. If you see the remnants of, or you see the aftermath and the deflation of the Roman Empire, right? And that's why we've been saying on here for a long time, the US dollar might outlive the US empire. The US dollar may still hold some sort of dominance, even if America falls, right? So much for you being the safest place in the world. Expect for the unexpected. That's right. How you doing, Rick Hunter? I'm doing good, my friend. I've been loading up on physical gold and silver for a few years now to hedge. Yep. Well, you got to hedge against the inflation, right? So if we do go into parabolic hyperinflationary territory, we're screwed. The price of gold's going to go to $10,000, $15,000 within one business day. They're going to have to shut down. They're going to have to pull the switch to shut down the markets because that's what's going to happen, folks. I was telling people to buy gold at 1600, silver at 20. Now I would be selling, not buying. What's going to happen to the stock market if we do experience hyperinflation here in North America? Well, the price of the stocks will end up becoming more expensive, right? Because the currency will lose value. It depends how hollowed out the company is too. So you got to look at companies. A lot of companies will collapse if they're hollowed out. But if you're invested in oil or uranium or a company that a steel company or something blue chip that basically has infrastructure, buildings, land. They actually own, they have a good sheet, a good asset sheet. It's not too bad, right? But if you're going into hollowed out companies like AI companies and the .com and all that crap, I wouldn't be touching or even looking at any of that stuff right now. Yeah, in the 30s, the stock market lost 80 to 90% of value. But what was left with the 10 to 20% value? What was still afloat? What was maintaining the 10, 20% that didn't get affected? That's the key, right? So you bought SM Energy too? Okay. Thanks for the input. Again, we're just talking. I'm your neighbor, right? I'm your friend. I'm your coworker. We're on lunch break. We're talking to each other like humans. There's nothing here to who's right and who's wrong and it's just we're just hanging out, right? They kicked the can down the road since Nixon. Yep, since Richard Milhouse Nixon took America off the Bretton Woods uh, gold-backed currency, right? And again, I don't have any proof of this, but I've been saying they had to take America off the gold standard because it was just too damn expensive to go to war in Vietnam with the gold-backed currency. It's just too expensive. You're going to keep printing more money to go to war for the war machine, but then you got to back it by physical gold. And then you'll have countries like Portugal, France, Germany knocking on the Fed window. Here's my money, give me my gold. Here's the money, give me my gold. Here's the money. So the Feds knew, America knew, the Federal Reserve knew that there's no way they could keep a gold backed currency if they want to continue going to war. Right? So Craig Cook is saying, I'm glad I don't have an underwater mortgage. Oh God, it's like underwater everything. 1971 off the gold standard, right? We did a whole little documentaries up on my channel called Goldback Wars. Goldback Wars. Go check it out, guys. I'm looking to buy scrap gold and silver jewelry under spots. A lot of people don't know what it's really worth. Well, Steve, you got to make sure you have a good testing. You have good instruments to test what you're buying to make sure you know at least what quantity or what's what. Don't go into blind, right? Yeah. I'm glad I don't have a mortgage at all here in Canada. It's way too risky. Oh, yeah, big time. Housing is down about 30% in Auckland and Wellington. It still needs to go down more, though. I reckon another 30. Thank you. That's exactly. You need back. If you go back, don't back to our 2018 video. Don't buy anything in New Zealand. It's a trap. The video's up. Type in New Zealand trap on my channel. You'll see the video where I believed then in 2017, 2018, housing needed to go down already 60, 70% back in 2017 and needed to go back down. The amount of Chinese money laundering that was entering the country was just absolutely horrendous. They're looking at $544 billion or 522. I can't remember what it was. I think it was $544 billion in 10, 15 years was laundered through New Zealand, right, through from the Chinese. And it's 1.7 trillion that was laundered through Australia with the Chinese. And it's 2.4 to 2.6 trillion in Canada laundered by the Chinese, right? So I got 100K in my Kiwi saver, Rob, and a steady job, says Craig Cook. Coincidence? I think not. Recession will bring everything down. We've been in a recession for years, folks. We've been in a recession since I think it was 2016. We've been in a recession in Canada since 2016. I think it's 2016 where 2015 okay, I'll explain why. 2015 or 2016 we've been in a recession because that's the first time where the average 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home in Canada past the $1 million threshold. $1 million if you want an average waged earner home. That's when we entered recessionatory um, territory, in my opinion. Once the basic 3 bedroom, 2 bath in a even semi-dangerous neighborhood past $1 million across the floor, that's it. It's over. Now we're going into a depression. Right? Keep that in mind. Recession versus depression is two different things, and we've been covering that for the last 10 years on the channel, right? You think it might be see house prices in the GTA average 500,000? It's got to go below 500 because wages and incomes need to be in line. Average wage and incomes need to be in line with real estate prices, not Chinese money laundering. So housing needs to be 4 times your annual income, right? So if you're a single man, you're making 60,000 a year. So times 4, 60, 120. So 240 gets you into a nice detached home in the suburbs somewhere for 240. That's what it has to be. It can't be 27, 32 times your annual income. It's not going to work, right? And if you're in the public sector, have 6-figure income, that doesn't count. You have to be a private citizen on the private sector, 4 times your annual income. That's what you should be able to afford to buy in your own country or city or neighborhood or wherever you want to be. It's got to be 4 times your annual income. It can't be a household income with 4 workers. Doesn't count, right? So, well, I got so many messages held for review. I don't know what's going on, guys. Work, stress better than no stress, dude. And keep working on that music. All right. Just making the best of my current situation here in Canada. Silver could easily be 150 an ounce in 1 week because of this Iran business. Guys, I've been telling you guys, silver needs to be at 300 and was it 320? Silver needs to be at 320 an ounce and gold needs to be at 14 or $16,000 all day all night. With the amount of derivatives and the amount of debt and the amount of printed money and the IOUs out there is horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. Gold severely undervalued. Silver severely undervalued. Yes, silver will stay suppressed if they keep fixing and spoofing the markets. I don't know if you guys remember when I received that cease and desist order from was it Jamie Dimon? Was it Jamie Dimon? Was it? I can't remember. Where I got a cease and desist order I read to you guys back in 2017 or 2016 about how we were calling out and calling them cowards and how they were fixing the gold and silver markets and stuff like that. How were they were doing these fake buybacks and fake shorts and fake all kinds of shit and executing fake orders. Remember that? We covered that in depth. I even received a cease and desist order on that. I still remember. Heck, I received a cease and desist order from New Zealand to stop talking about the foreign. Was it Jacinta Ardern, right? And yeah, it's really sad. Yeah, someone's saying silver should be 520 today. Big Rob, New Zealand. It depends how much silver is above ground, though. How much silver is above ground? I don't care what's in the ground. It depends on how much silver is above ground. Then you could do a proper calculation of what it should be. But silver could be $700 an ounce if we knew the numbers of above ground silver. What's above ground? Because if they are overestimating how much is above ground, silver could be worth 1,000 an ounce, right? Just move out of communist California. It took me long enough. Just moved out. Go, congratulations. Yeah, just be careful buying metals at all-time highs. That's all I want to say, says Rusty Behemoth uh, Hammer there saying. It's way less than upcoming demand, I'll tell you that. Demand is the other factor. That's correct, yeah. So, all right. Well, I hope you guys are doing well. Here we are, folks. Is this conflict? Is it going to be? Are they going to be uh, going to the table in a few hours? They're going to wait a couple of weeks. Are they going to let this go out? How big is this limited region? Is it going to be full blown? Is it going to be engulfed? Are we going to see Russia, China, and other countries get into this, like, or are going to get into deep? Right. So we just got to basically watch. We just got to basically watch what other countries are where they're positioning and where they're moving and what they're strategizing and what they have to benefit from and lose, right? No troops on the ground, hopefully. Well, no, that's be a complete massacre. Massacre. So many innocent people. Just, again, I stand with the innocent people in the middle that just don't want to deal with this shit. There's a lot of hardworking people that just want to be left alone. Yeah, all the innocent millions. That's what it is. So I bet that Dubai's airspace is open and now for escalating. No one is innocent.
Yeah, I saw her.
So people always get caught in the crossfire, yeah. But straight out of Ormuz, closed. Yeah, everything's getting hit right now. So we'll see how it. We'll see. We'll just have to see how this plays out. We know what the objective is and what they're strategizing for, but this could get pretty intense in the next couple of hours. Go into weeks, months, years. There's no way Iran will close that strait. Well, we'll see. I just made the video this morning. Oh, yesterday. Sorry, I made the video yesterday. They're going to have tension in that area, and they're going to purposefully either shut that thing down, take control of that area, or someone's going to want to take control and patrol that area. Just like the Panama Canal, right? They'll find a way, right? People keep saying I'm wrong about this. I'm like, I'm not here to be right or wrong, right? I'm here to let's look at the situation and what are they planning? What are we going to gain from this? Right? If anything, everything is going to be more expensive. What are we going to win from this? Nothing. Zero. Right? Oh, well, America keeps its dominant currency for another 5-10 years before it collapses. Right? Cost of shipping will go up, of course. We got nothing to gain from this. This is all loss. This is a massive loss. Global trade's gonna be a mess this month. Oh man, I don't know, guys. I don't know where. Like, I mean, we keep prophesizing, figuring it out, but it's just what do you call those pots that blow up? It's a cooking pot. It's not a cooking pot. It's a pressure cooker is what it is. As always, we win by becoming more emasculated, impoverished, and enslaved. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, save your food, folks. Yeah. The war can trigger a long-awaited rest. It could. But Canada, this is Canada's wet dream, right? Canada wants more people to come in. Non-Caucasian, non-Europeans. You think Canada's in desperate need of bringing in more Irish that are going to work and build stuff? No. Canada wants the Iranians to come in and fix things. Canada wants the Pakistanis to come in. Canada wants the Indians to come in. The Chinese to come in. They want all the people that are not going to assimilate to become Canadian. That's what Canada wants. Canada wants people to come in that are not going to be Canadian. More people to pump the stock market? More people to pump the housing market. In Canada, housing. Canada's housing market is beyond life support now. It's dead. It's dead on arrival. Right? Canada's housing market is on dead on arrival. Hey, Luna J. Parker, how you doing? Michael Smith is saying, I believe you. Well, everything will go up, not just housing, right? Yes, we lost Canada back in December 2018. Go watch my video. When Justin Trudeau signed the UN Migration Pact, we sold out to the UN. And now Canada needs to take in X amount of hundreds of thousands of migrants every year to keep its quota, or Canada will be punished. Go read the UN Migration Pact that Justin Trudeau. There's a Mike in the Night up from 2018. We covered this back in 2018, right? I believe you on World War III. The people of Iran just got their country back as a democratic state. If anything, those that fled the regime will return to their homeland. There will be no extended war. Maybe. Everything's going to go, everything is going to go down, I think, but people are going to get fooled. It's funny. People think World War III just started today. It's been here. Yeah, well, there's been a war for our... Antonio, can you close the door? There's been a war for our minds, a war for our soul. There's been spiritual war. It's been mind control war. It's been bad. We've been taxed to death. It's been a war on our culture. It's been a war on our language. It's been a war against our religion. It's been a war on our infrastructure. Canada and Australia and New Zealand and these countries in the blue states of America, they're all in this looting phase right now. Everything's being looted right now, financially. It's been a war on everything. And people are exhausted. People are tired. People are just tired. People are fatigued. People are fatigued. The hate is up. Everyone just, you're out and about, you're just smiling, you're saying hi to people. Everyone's pissed off. No one's got money. Yeah, real estate's going to tank big time. I think it's got to go down another 50 to 60. It's got to be within wages. So they keep raising taxes, and they keep raising this, and they keep raising that, and they keep raising the price of food. They keep raising absolutely everything. Guess what? They're going to have to lower the price of housing. We got water here.
I killed it.
What?
The bug.
Oh. Anyways. No, there's no white man guilt for me, man. Without the white man, you wouldn't have sanitation. You wouldn't have running water. The stuff from Europe that was brought over for a reason, right? So, yeah, without sanitation, none of us would be here talking to each other. Well, I wouldn't be here talking to you. So, if it wasn't for the white man, we wouldn't have planes. You wouldn't have a lot of things. A lot of things you wouldn't have today, right? Remember, it was the white man that was, like the Portuguese were selling around ships all over the world, trading, creating outposts, showing up to these countries where, well, they weren't even countries. They were just places, right? Nomads were roaming the land and just figuring it out, right? Then they show up in these big ships, and they show up with muskets, show up in clothing and beards and shaving and yeah, no. Will Canadian housing markets end up the same as the Japanese mainland China? No, Japanese mainland China housing is still within relevant reach to wages. Canada needs to go. No, that's stagnation in Japan. We're not going to see stagnation. We saw stagnation in Canada from 2018 to 2020. Then there was the melt up in 2020. We told you about the melt up in 2020 to 2024, and the last launder dollar from China was March 2024. Last launder dollar in Canadian real estate. So yeah, we're gonna see we're gonna see it hit. It's gonna get parabolic here. We're gonna see double digit correction. We're talking 40, 50%, 60% in some areas, right? Yeah, showed up to Nova Scotia where I'm from a big shipbuilding industry back in the day. Yep. When I talk to my fellow Canadians, they look they have a look of nothing in their eyes. Yep. Wait, you have fellow Canadians where you live? I'm surrounded by Indians and Pakistanians. Business bankruptcies, liquidated inventories, tax sales, bank seizures, repos, all hot, all hot businesses in the collapse of the Canadian economy. Sorry, guys, I can't really see well. And I spotted some Canadians the other day. You did? So, anyways, there's a lot of action here happening in this room now. So, yeah, guys, we'll talk later. I just wanted to do this quick live stream for you guys. I should be ready and ready to go for Mike in the Night this Monday at 6 p.m. Mike in the Night, we're going to go live. So if you want to call in and talk about the current situations we're going through, I would really appreciate that. Maybe we'll open up I want to get some first-time callers on the show. We want to hear people's perspectives from all over the English-speaking world on Mike in the Night. So, how you doing, Much Joy? So, yeah, nice to see you. Yeah, have a good weekend too, guys. I'm just here on a family outing here, taking care of some business here and having some fun, right? So, oh, good, good. Nick Fortier says he'll call in. He's got Instagram now. Good, good. Stay happy and positive, people. That's right, Rick Silver. All right, guys. I'll see you guys around. Thanks for being here. Thanks for joining the chat. Thanks for being part of the discussion. I'll see you guys Monday night for Mike in the Night. Mike Martin's here. I have spoken.